Your self-image may be the biggest thing keeping you from dating beautiful women. Self-image is the bottleneck in the system. If you're not getting results that you want with women, it's because you have a negative self-image of yourself. In today's class, we're going to talk about how to change your negative self-image and into a positive self-image where you believe that you're attractive to beautiful women and that you can attract, date, and keep the most beautiful women. What's up? I'm Jad T Jones. Welcome to day 2 of Confidence Reboot, helping you get back into the game. This 4-day series is here to help you reboot your confidence so that you have enough confidence to go out there and talk to beautiful women in the real world. We're not talking about online dating. We're talking about going out there and talking to the women you truly want so that eventually you can get your dream girl just like I got my dream girl. Now, before we start, quick announcement in case you haven't heard, my 500-page book, Seduce with Integrity, has been published and is available on Amazon. This book focuses on helping you attract the most beautiful women. It focuses on helping you overcome the nerves and the insecurity that you have of talking to the most beautiful women. And it gives you step-by-step proven frameworks to be able to walk up to those really intimidating women. So I know you can get some women. I know you're dating, average women or, above average. But if you want to really get a level up and date the women you truly want, this book specializes in exactly that. So before we get into today's topic, let's do a quick recap. So yesterday, in case you didn't watch the lesson yesterday of Confidence Reboot, we talked about getting over denial. And we talked about how to connect with that fuel, that motivation inside that gets you to the place where you're like, not another day, never enough. I'm going to take care of this woman thing. If it's the last thing I do, I'm willing to do whatever it takes and pay whatever price. So if you feel disconnected from your big why, from your motivation of, why should I go back into the game? Why should I try hard to get a beautiful woman or beautiful women in my life? Or, I want to be motivated, but I just can't seem to grasp it. Well, in day 1, I showed you exactly how to get a hold of that drive again so that you can use it as fuel to propel you forward to win. With that, let's get into self-image. The concept of self-image comes from a very famous book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, I believe. So, Psycho-Cybernetics, first of all, is one of the most recommended and read books of all books. When it comes to successful men, everybody recommends that book. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to explain what your self-image is, why it's important, and how to change it, how to program a new self-image that will get you what you want in your life, which is your dream girl. So, what is your self-image? Like it sounds, it is the image you have of yourself. We have a self-image of how good we are at earning money. We have a self-image of our body and how good we are in the fitness and health arena. And then we also have a self-image regarding how good we are with women. So right now, okay, let me put it this way. How do you know what your current self-image is? You look at your results. So you may be thinking, oh, Jad, you know what? I have an all right self-image regarding women. Well, let's challenge that. What are your results? Your results tell the truth of where your self-image actually is. So if I ask you, hey, do you have an abundance of gorgeous women on command whenever you want? Do you have a beautiful girlfriend? Have you had beautiful girlfriends before? Do you consistently date the women you're truly attracted to? If you answered yes to all those questions, that means you have a high self-image in the woman area. Now, chances are, if you're watching my videos, you probably said no to most, if all or all of those questions. If you're not able to consistently and predictably attract beautiful women, that result tells us that you have a low self-image in this area. So, your self-image dictates your results. The analogy the author gives in Psycho-Cybernetics is of a thermostat. So a thermostat is a device that keeps the temperature of a room at the same temperature. So let's pretend this thermostat was set at 70 degrees. Well, it's set at 70 degrees. Let's say somebody opened the window and then it got colder. So once the thermostat senses that it's the temperature is now at like 65, 50, 40, it turns on, it kicks in, and it brings the temperature back up to 70. Then maybe the sun starts shining into the windows, it's heating up the house, and now the temperature of the room goes up to 85. Well, the thermostat, again, it's like, oh, we got to keep the temperature constant at 70, so it turns on the air conditioning unit and then brings it back down to 70. So the job of the thermostat is to keep the temperature the same. And if the temperature goes down, it turns on the heat. If it goes up, it turns on the air conditioner. Well, your self-image works exactly like a thermostat. And when we say you can't outwork a bad self-image, what we're saying, what that means, is that if you believe that you're this good with women, okay? And then something really good happens, and let's say you luck out and get a really hot girl like you've never gotten before, things will go well for a week or two or something, but then you'll do something to sabotage yourself. Why? Because your self-image, your thermostat is down here, and your result that you got was up here, but your self-image didn't catch up with the result. So what it does is it kicks in and says, oh, we're not this good with girls. Self-sabotage. And then you self-sabotage, you lose the girl, and you go back here. Similarly, maybe you're going along and this is kind of like your neutral, and then you start overeating, and then you stop going out, and then you get overweight, fat, and you stop socializing. Well, at some point you're going to be like, whoa. I'm not like this bad. I'm not this much of a loser. And then your thermostat, aka your self-image, kicks in and it brings you back up to where you were. So the problem we encounter when we're trying to get better in this area is that no matter what happens, our thermostat tends to bring us back to where we were before. Let me tell you a little story. So people ask me, hey, Jad, what was your journey like with women? Was it like you were terrible with women and then you became really good? The answer is actually no. That's not how my journey was. My journey was more like this. I was bad, and then this camera's tripping me out, bro. Okay, so I was bad, and then I was good, and then I was bad, and then I was good, and then I was bad, and then I was good. And it just kind of went in this wave for many years until finally my self-image caught up. So what was happening there? So first I sucked. In grade 10, I didn't have any girls. But then in grade 11, I had like a lot of girls. But then by the end of grade 11, I didn't have any girls. But then in the summer, I had some girls. But then I sabotaged, and then at the end of summer, I didn't have a girl. And then I went about a year or something like that, kind of like really poor results, went down. But then the first year of university, actually, I was in Canada, and there was grade 13. So we had an extra year of high school, which for me, I was happy. In grade 13, I was really good with women. But then by the end of grade 13, I was really bad. So what was going on there? What was going on is Jad was constantly self-sabotaging, because every time I got a good result, my thermostat, my self-image would say, Jad, you're not this good. You're not this good. And then I would sabotage and get back to this level. So maybe you can relate to this. So your self-image is very important to take care of, because if you don't change it, it will sabotage you. and you'll never get what you want. Your results must match the self-image you have. Or it's said in another way, if you want to get better results, you need to change your self-image and elevate your self-image. So, this comes to the question, how do I change my self-image? Well, before we can answer that question, we first have to understand where the self-image lives. For this, we need to understand a little bit about the mind. So, I want you to imagine that my head has a line through it, and then the top half of my head is my conscious mind, and the bottom half of my mind represents my subconscious mind. This isn't how it actually is, obviously, but just to get a visual, imagine the top of your head represents your conscious mind, the bottom of your head represents your subconscious mind. Your self-image is a program, like a software program on your phone or computer. Your self-image is a program that is installed in your subconscious mind. Around 95% of what we think, say, and do is run by our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is running on automatic, 365, 24/7. It never sleeps, it never stops. The program, your self-image, lives inside your subconscious mind, and so your self-image is automatic and dictating your behaviors, beliefs, perspectives, 24/7, 365. Now, here's what happens. So on a conscious level, you're saying in your conscious mind, you're having a conscious thought saying, I want to be good with girls. Okay? I want to believe that I'm good with women. I want to believe that I can get my dream girl. But your subconscious mind, your self-image is, I suck with women. I've always sucked with women. Women don't like me. I don't know what it is about me, but I've never been lucky with women. Well, you can think consciously all you want that, oh, I'm really good with women, whatever. But if the program in your subconscious mind is saying the opposite, then you're not going to get that breakthrough you want in this area. So the first thing when we're answering the question, well, how do I change my self-image? Number one is understand that it's in your subconscious mind. So how do you change a program that's installed in your subconscious mind? You change it through repetition. It's not fancy, I know. It's not complicated, I know. There aren't 7 steps. It's just simply taking a message that you have consciously and saying it enough times over a period of months until you program a new self-image into your subconscious mind and kick the old self-image out. Now, I'm going to give you more specific instructions on exactly how to do that. But first, let's just understand the process. So let's just reiterate what we've learned so far. Your results are dictated by your self-image. If you want to know what your self-image is, just look at your current results, and that will expose what your true self-image is at the moment. Now, we know that the self-image lives in the subconscious mind. And in order to change that self-image, we need to program a new image through repetition. So, the first step you need to do is you need to get a pen and a paper and sit down and write down a new self-image of the man you want to be. So, for example, a self-image could sound something like this. I'm an attractive, confident man. When I'm around the most beautiful women, I am relaxed, playful, confident. and I always know exactly what to say and do. Whenever I walk into the room, women's heads just turn, and they're so happy that a sexy, powerful man like me just entered the room. Attracting beautiful women comes easily and naturally to me. When I see a drop-dead gorgeous woman in a room, I walk up to her effortlessly with total ease and absolute confidence. I open my mouth and I always know exactly what to say. I don't have to try hard when I talk to women. They're just naturally attracted to me because I'm an attractive guy who gets it, who gets women. So, you feel that? So you want to write something, it's like a story, a narrative that is in the present tense, painting a picture of the new you that you want to be. Now, I'm not saying that you have to believe any of this right now. In fact, you probably won't if you have a negative self-image. You don't have to believe it at the moment. Studies have found that if you repeat a lie to yourself enough, you eventually believe it. Said in another way, the way to reprogram a belief in your subconscious mind is simply through repetition. Again, I know your brain is like, oh, but that's too simple. That's what it is, man. I've read so many books about how to reprogram the subconscious mind, hours of seminars and videos. And in the end of the day, after all their fucking babble, they just tell you, okay, sit down and repeat this for months and months. That's all it is, bro. Okay, so if you want to go and do the whole roundabout and pretend that it's more complicated, good luck, all right? But in the end, you're going to realize what your brother Jad told you is like, oh shit. Okay, it's as simple as write down your self-image in as much detail as you can, and then take it and every day read it over and over for 3 months. 3 months, Jad? Yes, you lazy motherfucker. It's not that hard to read something. Don't be a bitch, okay? Imagine you read this for 3 months and then you get a girl like this. Or if you don't like thin girls, you get a nice thick girl, whatever you like, all right? That's a small price to pay. Repeatedly reading something for 3 months to install the program. Look, a lot of you guys work with IT, with programming. This is like computer programming. This is your computer. How do you program a new program into your mind? Your self-image is a software program through repetition, okay? Now, there's another piece, so stick with me. Your subconscious mind does not speak the language of logic. So if you're just like, I'm good with women and girls like me and you don't put any emotion into it, it's not going to reach. It's not going to reach. The message is not going to reach the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind speaks a specific language. The language your subconscious mind speaks is emotion. Note that down. The language your subconscious mind speaks is the language of emotion. Let me give you an analogy. So we said the top half represents your conscious mind, the bottom half represents your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind thinks in logic. Your conscious mind thinks in logic. Your subconscious mind, the language is emotion. So let's use an analogy. Let's say your conscious mind speaks English. Your subconscious mind speaks Korean. So you can speak English to your subconscious mind for 3 months, but it's like, what the fuck's this guy saying? I speak Korean. I don't speak English. Okay? So similarly, if you don't put emotion into the repeated reading of your new self-image, it's not going to land. It's not going to understand. So, number 1, write out your self-image in detail. Number 2, read it out loud with emotion for 3 months. You lazy motherfucker. I know what you're thinking, bro. I know. Don't be a lazy bitch. 3 months is nothing. Okay? Read it with emotion, with passion, out loud for 3 months. This new you that you wrote down. And that's how you're going to change your self-image. There's a second way to change your self-image that's maybe a bit faster, or maybe will speed up this process. So stick with me a second. The fastest way, if you're impatient, the fastest way to change your self-image is through bold action. The fastest way to change your self-image is through bold action. Now, why am I saying bold action and not just action? Wait a second, Jad. Didn't you say you can't outwork your self-image? But Jad, now you're saying if you work hard, you can outwork your self-image? Jad, why are you contradicting yourself here? Let me explain. You can change your self-image rapidly if you take bold, courageous action, which is different than working hard. Why? Because when I say take bold action, I mean, here, let me give you an example, okay? So when I was going out to clubs with Stefan, we were doing day game and night game actually like 3-4 days a week for months and months and months and months, all right? We were committed. Shout out to my brother Stefan. And I was getting some women, you know, some of them are all right, but I kept seeing these drop dead gorgeous super hotties. And I'm like, man, why am I never getting like the super hotties? Why? And then I sat there and I thought, all right, when I go out, how many of these super hotties am I actually approaching? Oh shit, 0. How many of these super hotties have I asked like for their numbers or their Instagram in the past 3 months? Shit, 0. How many of them have I even asked out? Fuck, 0. So then I realized, oh, you got a math problem. So I came up with a framework. I said from now on, when I go out, the rule is, Jad's rule, I always have to talk to the 3 hottest women in every venue. So that's bold action. Now, if you go to a party, you're going to see that guys are talking to most of the women, but you're also going to see that guys are avoiding talking to the super hottie. Why? Because every guy's thinking the same thing. Ah, damn, man, she'd never go for me. Or, oh, dude, I couldn't bear being shot down by her. She's so hot. If you go and talk to the drop dead gorgeous, hottest women you can find, and you do that over and over and over, that can change your self-image. Because now your actions are in alignment with what you wrote down. What did we write down? We said, I'm attracting the most beautiful women, the women that are in the highest demand. I can walk up to those kind of women with a swagger, with confidence, with ease. So if you want to change your self-image at an accelerated rate, you got to go and take bold action. In other words, ballsy action, and talk to the hottest women that scare the living shit out of you. And you do that repeatedly, not just once, not just 3 times. We're talking dozens and dozens of times. Then you can also change your self-image like that, because your brain is going to be like, oh, this guy always talks to like super hot women all the time. That must be what he is. And so your self-image will change that way. Below this video, in the show notes, you're going to see a link that is linked to my calendar where you can book a free strategy session with me. If you're a guy who has his shit together and you're frustrated because you're thinking, look, man, I got my shit together. I'm a decent looking guy. I understand the game. I'm doing well in life, but I'm just not getting the women I truly want. Well, book a call with me and we'll discuss like what's going on with you. I'll dissect what I think are your blind spots, and I'll also tell you about my program in case you're interested in getting coached by me. I've been coaching men since 2011. For the past 10 years, I have literally been coaching guys pretty much every single day, either one-on-one or in group settings. Not every single day, but like every other day at least for the past 10 years. So When I tell you that I know I can help you, and also look, I think my results speak for themselves. Now, if you don't like thin girls, you like those thick girls, the point is I'm dating the exact girl I want. I have a massive crush on my girl, and we've been together for 8 years, and I still have a massive crush on her, and that's what I want for you. So if you're at the point where you want to get this thing handled, you don't want to waste time watching random videos, more half courses that still leave you guessing, don't give you the full formula, and you want to finally get this part of your life handled, book a free strategy session. And I know some of you are hesitant to book a strategy session because strategy session is code for sales call, right? We all know what it is, right? But look, this isn't like I'm not going to pressure you. If I talk to you and I think that I can help you, I'm going to be like, hey, bro, I can help you. Are you interested in hearing about the program? If you say yes, we talk about the program. If I see I can help you and you say, hey, bro, I say, hey, bro, I think this program would work for you. Are you interested in hearing about it? And you say, nah, Jad, I'm good with just the free session. I just wanted to get some clarity. I'll say, cool, great talking to you. Have a great night. So this strategy session isn't going to put you in any kind of uncomfortable spot where you're pressured. I don't want to work with anyone that I pressured. I'm blessed to be given enough clients where I don't need to pressure anyone or sell anyone. You want to work with me? That's cool. You don't? That's totally fine too. So I encourage you, if you've been stuck and you're frustrated, a strategy session can really free up a lot of energy, give you a new perspective. My talent is I point out your blind spots. What I found when I talk to guys in these strategy sessions, 9 out of 9.5 times, what the guy thinks he has one problem, but really he has what his real problem is are a set of these things. So what you think your problem is with women isn't actually what your real problem is. That's where a coach comes in. He course corrects you and he tells you what your blind spots are. So you can find the link in the show notes. Stay tuned because tomorrow I'm going to teach you how to further your confidence and reboot your confidence using fitness and nutrition. Tomorrow is not a session you want to miss. And I know you think you know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but I promise you, what I'm going to tell you tomorrow, a lot of it you've never heard before. It's a whole new perspective, a whole new angle, and it's not just simply like, hey, get a good body because girls like nice bodies. That's superficial. You guys know Jad T Jones doesn't do superficial. So make sure you join tomorrow for day 3 of Confidence Reboot. My mission for you after these 4 days is that your confidence has been rebooted and now you feel motivated and confident enough to go out there and talk to the women you truly want. Thanks for tuning in. Share this free class with your friends if you think it's valuable, and I'll see you in the next. Peace.